this presentation will be showing you all the products we have introduced this month at SATEL product portfolio. I will share with you also another camera showing you the real examples of the products I'm explaining, but one after another. So let's start. As said, today we're gonna see some new products, and these will be a couple of new components for the ABAX2 system. ABAX2, if you remember, is the wireless system for the alarm panels of SATEL, but not only. It is a standalone system if you only decide to make it this way. So for this ABAX2, we have added a couple of devices that will complete, finally, after a long while, the full family of those components. But not only. We also have one wireless component for you prepared that will be joining our Perfecta and Micra family of wireless devices. Besides that, we also have a new component for the communication modules. These communication modules have various application purposes, and I'm a very big fan of them. So I'm happy to see that another model is coming into our portfolio and can serve you and your customers. Besides that, we have some accessories for outdoor installations, and besides all those wireless devices, we also have some wired equivalents that are looking quite similar, working quite similar. But if someone prefers the cabling method of installation, we have something for him as well. So, but one after another. So the first product we would like to present to you is the signal retransmitter. Obviously, ABAX2 system is a very strong, a very powerful wireless family of devices. So it has a big range that can be reached with ABAX2 up to 2 kilometers. But in some cases, because of difficult infrastructure, thick walls, great distances with some interruptions in between, the maximum capability of ABAX2 cannot be reached. Sometimes even ABAX2 must be supported with an extension. So for those situations, for those projects, we have created for you a retransmitter that will extend this range additionally. And here on this slide, you can see that you can use up to 46 devices, ABAX2 devices, that their distance between the alarm panel and the location of where it works can be extended. There are 46 pieces altogether. It is limited by the controller, which has 48 places, but 2 of them has to be occupied by the ARU200. So we have 46 left. I believe it's anyway quite sufficient. And as all ABAX2 devices, this device also complies with all their strengths, meaning it has the AES communication system, AES standard, which means it's a very protected, highly protected communication. Also, it uses the same split of the frequency used into 4 channels, where the device automatically selects the less disturbed channel to send its message. Why we do that? We do it in order to ensure the quick message exchange, but also to save the battery. If you have a jammed channel, it will not be used, and this way less communication is being undertaken, so you save on energy of your battery. This device, just like the others, can be also updated remotely. So think about all the hours of that you do not have to visit your customer and maintain the system, only because there's a new important update coming due to some functionality upgrade or new products that can be added. This can be done automatically, remotely using ABAX2 soft. So I believe it's a great benefit. Also, when you're on the site, you can visually inspect and check if the operation is proper or not. There's an LED indicator on this device showing you if the retransmitter is now working, or maybe signalizes some errors or some troubles. Let me now actually switch to the camera that will. Hopefully you can see it. So here you can actually see exactly what I have in mind explaining those devices. So we have here this LED indicator, which is giving you information about normal operation. Then you have a green light, and then red flashing means it's communicating in this very moment. And then when there's a green light flashing, it shows, for example, that there's a power supply problem. For the power supply problems, we anyway are protected because we have here a backup battery. This one is, of course, normally connected. And this backup battery gives us up to 24 hours energy supply. So we have time to react on any of such events. So we can come over and try to fix it. There's a 230 volt power supply terminal, so you can connect it easily. And we also have a tamper protection in form of this switch here. Now let's go further. Like I said before, ABAX2 is a great system when looking at the range that can be obtained. In open space, we are reaching up to 2 kilometers at some preferable conditions, favorable conditions. The retransmitter that we propose to you today can double this distance. Again, we have to remember that these are favorable conditions, test conditions in open space and at good weather. In reality, of course, those distances on the site are lower, and they are applicable for specific models in specific situations. But anyway, this distance, even if it's half due to difficult weathers, jamming, difficult infrastructure, it gives anyway a great tool of handling installations without wires much more easily than any other average wireless system available. Now, there'll be another product we would like to show you. So we have wireless curtain detectors. As you know, ABAX2 had already different indoor and outdoor detectors, peer detectors too. Now here we are coming across a problem of having curtain detectors to improve the perimeter protection, but in wireless execution. So for that reasons, we have also made for you some of these devices. Now let me try to find one that I can also show you on the screen. Yep. Let me change the camera so you see it more in details. I think this is now more visible. So, as you see here, there's the front with hardware and a place for battery. We have the peer element specifically done for this type of device. Hardware is visible. Look at by the way, look at the shape. You know, I'm the salesperson, so I have to look at it also from less technical side. This shape is very similar, or actually is almost identical to the AXD multi-purpose detector. This is a part of philosophy that SATEL is following. We are trying to create aesthetical, unified devices. So from the installation point of view, you receive a highly functional and practical components. But from the end user perspective, you also receive a stylish system that is visible in many places. So we would like it to have it unified, aesthetic, good looking, simply good looking system. So the eyes will buy it also, just as the specification is persuading, or as you persuade the customer for AVAX 2. Also visually, it should be attractive for him to buy it. But let's go now to the presentation. So those curtain detectors are available in 3 standard colors. It's a very common coloristic range at SATEL. So we have white, brown, and dark gray. It's for indoor use, obviously. It is a peer detector. What is important is that those curtain detectors, they are adjusted remotely. So we don't have a potentiometer on board. You do it using AVAX soft application. So both the sensitivity as well as upgrades are being done remotely. And as you see, the size of it is not very big, so it's a handy tool to operate with. Like I said before, this lens has been specifically designed for this curtain detector. It would be a mistake to simply take something that we already have and change the housing. It wouldn't be effective enough, not according to our internal standards. So we have been specifically working on this lens, ordering the one that will most effectively cover the range that we decided to protect, and we manage that, yes. And as other AVAX 2 systems, it also have the encryption for both direction communication, and the 4 channels are also selected. So meaning that we are saving energy of your devices by selecting the less jammed, the most clear channel to communicate, simply not to repeat those messages too often. ACD220 curtain detector is a great element to expand your protection towards perimeter. So you could have a more flexible facility by switching, for example, those as one of the areas, let's say, protecting doors, windows, any other openings, while inside life can continue. Of course, once you are sure that no one will disturb this area. But yes, the perimeter protection is gaining a lot, and you as installers or distributors can extend your range of operation and range of using AVAX to having this. We have to, of course, be also aware of this shape of detection. If you look at SATEL catalogs and our detectors, each of it has a laboratory tested range given. And here also, please look at the way the stream of sensitivity is distributed. This has to be taken into consideration while planning the location. If it's from the top or from the side, think about how this will be used, how the people will move around, or animals, and then choose your best location to use it optimally. Besides its small size, its narrow stream of signal, it also have other advantages. Like many other AVAX 2 systems, it has a built-in temperature sensor. So this makes it also easy to handle, not only from the alarm system perspective, but you can also easily manage this from your mobile phone, using it as a temperature sensor, or maybe trigger some automation chain. If for some reasons the wall that you install or the room that you install has some standard changes in the temperature that should be given, you can always adjust the result by a standard, I don't know, +2 degrees, -4 degrees. I could imagine if you would need to install this on a wall that on the other side has, I don't know, some heater, and you know that there's always 2-3 degrees temperature lower in this room that the sensor is showing to you, you can easily correct this result and see it on your computer or on your mobile application in the correct way. What else? As said before, remote adjustment of sensitivity is available, and you can control this motion detector system this way. There's an LED indicator that you can switch off, and the echo option for the situation when you really want to keep it as a long-lasting device without maintenance. Even if you don't, there's a battery check possibility. So for maintenance purposes, for keeping your customers happy, you can control what's the energy level in any device, and this way plan in greater advance possible maintenance visit. So no one will be surprised with a curtain detector or any other ABAX2 detector out of the system because the battery got down. Not a chance. Last thing which we mentioned here on the presentation, and I can also put it here for you, is the tamper switch. There's a tamper switch here that can be visible. Sorry, I'm not showing it to you. There's a tamper switch here, so we also protect the system against sabotage using those means, not only the peer element. So this was the ABAX2, but if someone likes the shape, if someone likes the concept, but is a fan of wired devices, he can use the same shape for the cabled version of his system. And we also have, for that purpose, another identically looking detector, simply with a box for cables, and he or she can complete the alarm system or automation system with a wired element. This is not nothing special. Of course, you can do a mix, and yet from the end user perspective, he still has the same good-looking unified in style components in his facility. So he cannot even say which one is wireless, which one is wired, until he opens and looks inside, or as long as he sees the wires. Now, those wired versions called CD2, they are also for indoor use. They also have peer motion detectors. The difference here is that they are managed as for the sensitivity manually. So good old manual way. I'm just changing to the camera. As you see here, we have the terminal blocks, we have the peer sensor, the back at least for this, and here we have a potentiometer that is serving us to adjust this sensitivity. So more, let's say, conservative way, maybe a little bit less handy because ABAX2 can be done remotely, but I believe it's not a big problem because you anyway have to manage with a wired system. So you are on site, you do that. Okay, let's go back to the slides and move on. This I basically said already, so just remember it's a wired version of a curtain detector. The range is similar, it's also indoor, and it can be a nice extension of ABAX2 or the other way, keeping the same style for the end user. Okay, now let's go to another product. We go back to the ABAX2 family. ABAX2 family got a new family member, which is a carbon monoxide detector, and I have it actually here. I'm going to put a screwdriver next to it so you see the size of it, more or less. That was something that we have been also missing, and we are happy to have it on board. As SATEL, of course, we have those detectors, those and others, in wired version, and they can be also used as a standalone. elements. But here in ABAX 2, we are happy to obtain also a wireless version of it. So in every place where you have open fire or any other ovens, gas oils, fireplaces, and things like this, such a detector could be applicable, could be useful. We hope that this device can be added to ABAX 2 systems, but please note that not only alarm systems, not only systems connected to alarm panels can receive this device. It can also work as an autonomous self-standing system or part of the bidirectional ABAX 2 wireless system. So simply changing the jumper inside makes it either standalone or an ABAX 2 component connected to alarm systems. We as SATEL, of course, take great care on the compliance with the EN standards, and here also we have made sure that it is a certified product according to EN 14604, which is required for fire system devices. And in case of problems or doubts if it's working fine, you always can test it very easily. I'm gonna now change to the camera view to show it how it looks on the inside, and I'm gonna make a test. Yes, so we are here. ACMD 220. Let's open it. So that's the inside of the guy. You see here a big battery, so it serves us well for many months and years. You can see here also tamper switch on that side. So in case someone will try to open it, we're gonna get to know about it. But also there are other ways of I'm sorry. So we have this tamper protection, and also what is important to know is the test function. So in case it's a self-standing autonomous device, we have here a press button that can do like this. The sound is very, very loud here, so I'm quickly switching it off. What I try to show you here is that it's easily it's very easy to test. So even if it's on the ceiling, by pressing it a little bit longer, you are entering into this test mode, and you are sure that this is working fine after hearing this very, very loud noise that I had to listen for you now. So I hope you appreciate that. So that's our carbon monoxide detector. Let's go further. Another product that we have is the wireless panic button. And here again, the wireless panic button is of course suitable to work as part of an ABAX 2 system, which is a part of the alarm system. Let me just switch now here. Yes. But it also can work as part of automation solutions. So we go again towards both directions, and you choose which way you would like to use it. Should it be an alarm system wirelessly installed in places like warehouses, offices, restaurants, bars, to protect your people and signal some troubles? Or maybe it should be used as part of some automation system, simplified yet very handy, because you don't have to spread out all the cabling across your installation. It's up to you. So like I said, yes, you can call for help, or you can simply trigger some events, some chain of automation functions. Why? It's because it's a configurable button, and it can mean anything. The pressing of this button can mean alarm, but it can also mean open, it can mean close, it can trigger some functions from your infrastructure that will be connected to ABAX to outputs. So our imagination is limiting us here in how this could be used beyond the alarm function itself. Like other, I have to repeat myself, like other ABAX2 systems, it can be remotely upgraded. It has the echo option, so less signals transmitted if not in use. But like the presentation here explains, we are aware and we would like to make you aware of all those possible functions that this could open for you in scope of controlling other devices like lighting, gates, watering, etc., etc. Just to give you more insight, I'll now open this device. I have it actually open now to make it quick and easy. Now, have a look here. At this device. Actually, I have here a name that is introducing the next model I will show you, but the look of it is very similar. So I will explain on this example how it looks like. So as you see here, we have a place for the battery, the press button that we use, and its shape makes it hard to use by accident. I cannot simply press it, I have to do it on purpose. So the press button is touching this element here, this trigger. We have tamper protection from one side against opening, but also we also have another tamper against tearing off the wall. If you only use this place to tighten it on the surface, someone will try to take it off. This will be also noted for you, so don't be scared of using panic buttons in remote places to, I don't know, trigger the gate or anything else. We will know if someone tries to sabotage your installation by those two tamper switches. Small and easy to use. And for those who prefer cabled versions, we also have a cabled one. Here still, there's another identical, and it's actually this one, model from the same panic button, simply designed for the Perfecta and Micra family, so using another frequency, 433 megahertz. Same look, the burglar or the end user will not see the difference from the outside, so it's aesthetical, it's unified, but it gives you the possibility to use it for another range of alarm panels from SATEL. And besides that, we can also take a wired one. Here's the wired. I believe you will not be able to tell if I put the same or really the wired version in front of you. But believe me, it is. And you actually do not have to believe me. I'll simply open it for you so you can see it yourself. So this is the wired. Concept is the same. So you only have the main difference that is visible, and I'm gonna show you in details, are of course the terminal blocks. Yes, so we have also tamper, second tamper, press button, and simply this terminal block allows you to use it as a wired. That's the big change for the end user. For the burglars, it should not be visible what he has in front of him, and that's something that we are trying to always maintain. Hesitation for the bad guys and the good impression of the end customers, so the good guys. All right, let's move on. Now we're gonna enter the smart home section of this presentation. I'll take my old my previous devices from the camera, please have a look at this ASW200 smart plug. Now, this was something that many of our customers have been waiting for. Basically, the smart plug is a remote, it's a portable controller. As you know, we have already controllers available at ABAX2 family. We have a miniature for 12 or 24 volts. We have the bigger one that can be put into the electrical box for 230 volt switch. And here we have added for you a portable one to be more flexible in the way you handle your ABAX system, to be more flexible in changing the way your smart home or any other facility is operating. I'm gonna show you soon the real stuff, but just to summarize here. Now, at the beginning, SATEL has prepared two types of those portable sockets, those portable controllers. We have an Euro version, so the E socket style, and the Schuko F model. Those two are now in sales, and I hope you will like them. Besides its functional advantages, they also have an aesthetical advantage because, as you see here already on the slide, they also have LED indicators giving you an idea of how much energy is consumed by the connected device. And this is really changing according to a certain scale. We actually don't give it precisely, so we cannot treat a specific color as an indicator of an exact consumption. However, it gives you an idea of whether the consumption is little or there's much more. This device, as any other ABAX2, has a remote software configuration. So, okay, it's a portable, you can reach it easily, but still you don't have to wonder, you don't have to worry about manual upgrades of this system. You simply put the upgrade into the ABAX2 network. It all is done by itself after that. Safe and slim enclosure, yes, that's true. But also please have a look on the color. On the presentation you see it's not perfectly white. It has been done this way because we wanted to have it also highly secure from the fire danger perspective. You know, sometimes it happens at electrical appliances that you might have a risk of burning something, melting something because of overload. Now here we have made some security systems inside, but also the material itself is a non-flammable material. So if you connect too much, you will not have a risk of burning the controller and becoming some source of fire, because it's a non-flammable element. And anyway, in case of overheating, the device will switch off, and it also has some limitation on the electrical current. So the limit is 10 ampere that can be transmitted through this device. So safety measurements has been also foreseen at this device, so you should be safe and happy in using it. And where would you like to use it? It's up to you. We give here some examples of applications. So kettle, coffee machines, some simple electrical appliances, but also TV sets or similar, if nobody is at home, can be used this way. Now let me show you this device in details. I have one here that is connected already to this electrical panel. So this is how it looks like. I'm gonna take it off. You can see here its size. There's also a press button which will help us to use it later on. But let's first connect it. I'm gonna switch my panel and have a look what will happen. We're gonna trigger the LED lights. So you see, it is first presenting its best So showing all the possible colors that can be selected. Okay, this was the test option at the beginning. Now we have it ready to work. The portable plug can be operated in a couple of ways, as for the color usage and as for the operation itself. We have three modes, 0, 1, and 2. In case of mode 0, you only control it remotely, and this press button that you see here will not be operating at all. If I press it, the control panel will see it, but it will not affect it anyway. In mode 1, you will be able to control it remotely or manually, like I just did now, yes? So from your application, from your alarm panel, you can trigger the switch on, switch off, but if you're somewhere close, you need to do it manually, you can activate it. So it works also after the button is pressed. And there is also mode called mode 2, which means it is a manually or remotely operated system, but you allow the user on site to disconnect from remote control in case of, I don't know, safety reasons, or if someone is playing around with your, I don't know, lamp and you're reading a book, then after pressing it and holding for more than 3 seconds, you will disconnect ABAX 2 from this device and then have a peaceful afternoon operating on this electrical device without being interfered by someone using application, keypad, or automated reactions of the alarm panel. So this is how it looks. Just to make it nice and pretty, I'm going to show you again all the colors. You can choose the right color that you would like to see. You can tailor it to your facility, to the room which will be working. So you can switch off those colors completely. You can select one color, like I did now, out of couple available. So they will indicate that the power is on. Or you can switch the mode when the color will represent more or less the energy consumption, starting from green, I believe, to red. And then there will be additional signaling if there is an overload or if there's an overheating, yes? So we give it as an attractive tool to manage your facility, but also in an attractive way you can get the information about possible faults or risks. I believe it's a nice component to be added to ABAX 2 system and to your smart home installations. All right, let's move on. From the detector side, we also have some accessories, and those accessories which I present on this slide are hermetic enclosures. Now, here I'm gonna put some already two on the screen. This is the black version. As you see here, we have white, gray, and black version available. Those have been designed for situations when you need our detectors to be installed outdoors or to be installed in more difficult environmental conditions. So, for example, indoors but with my high humidity, or indoors but where it's, I don't know, more dusty, for example. Those enclosures allow you to extend the range where SATEL detectors could be used. And have a look. They are built in a way that inside there's a seal or a gasket that is covering the perimeter of the detector, which you put inside. And this way you protect it against any external conditions that might disturb or damage it. And the same we did with the magnetic elements, which are protected in the inside of the device. Where can we use it? I said before, it could be an outside application, but also places where you cannot call it, or you cannot say it's an ambient indoor environment there is some risk of being damaged or disturbed, please use the enclosures, and this way keep your installation safe. This is the way it looks like on the inside. So it has an empty place with a sealer that is going up till the back here. In the back is also covering this surface. So it's watertight. However, it has installation places where you can take out the cabling, yes, whether it is a flat probe or wired, or if it's a wired version, then you can also easily use it. So you put the front part of the detector and then close the complete element easily. When you look at the white part, I have put there already a detector. So this is the way we install the indoor detector in an outer shell. And when you close it, you make it watertight enough for outdoor application. So here we have installation openings and places for the screw. So it is possible to use it also this way. To this element, we also have the magnetic part. Here we can place a magnetic element, so they both together can work effectively on the outside. Another way that this could be used is that it can be installed easier in places where metal elements could disturb the operation of such magnetic contact. So there's a bigger distance between the surface and the metal element and the detector. So making it more distance from other metal elements in the surrounding makes it more reliable, and the application places they increase. Yes, we can put them in more sites or in more locations. ETHM-A device, it's a communication module, one of the family of devices which we already manufacture. This is something new when looking at the method of communicating. I'm showing you now two devices. Please have a look at the camera. Now what you see here is a GPRS-A communication module. This is already something you know and we have in our portfolio. So a communication module that is using a GSM connection. Here we have a place for antenna, while adding their SIM card, you are able to communicate from the facility using inputs and steering the facility using outputs in various ways. Just to remember, so far we have GPRS-A communication module and GSM-X. GSM-X is focusing more on security of data. It has also input-output. They have also similar functionalities, but GSM-X is more on making sure that the message is being received, even if there are some problems on the way. So it's highly stressing this function. This GPRS-A, and it's the same with ETHM-A, they are focusing more on receiving more input data, on receiving more environmental information, whether it is humidity, whether it is light, wind speed, or whatever is necessary. Those devices give more in this perspective. Now, what's the change now? We have ETHM-A. It looks quite close to the so far GPRS-A. ETHM-A is a response to your questions and proposals to make it a LAN-based, an Ethernet-based module. So now we have approved this, we have made this, and here you see instead of the antenna, we now have a LAN port, so we can easily connect using the Ethernet. We also have changed the two relays, which we had before here, into normal open collectors, and this way we also gained a place for future communication. We have another RS port available, so in the future we believe that there's going to be more integration using those ETHM-A modules. Now, what should we do with that? What should we do with this device? Let me explain it to you. So it's of course a reporting module, and I speak here not only about SATEL equipment. This is more than that. You can use this communication module for reporting alarms, troubles, and so on with any non-SATEL devices by connecting input-output with this communication module. You are able to send the messages using CIP when it's connected to any monitoring station, or using SATEL protocol if you have already a monitoring station from SATEL, or if you're using SMET Pro monitoring converter. So in this place, I would like to stress that you are able to upgrade any alarm panel that is too old to have this function, or maybe because it has a communication way that it's not used anymore in this region. Let's say, I don't know, a telephone line or something. So by connecting ETHM-A, you're able to upgrade it and prolong its life on this field. So I believe that not only SATEL customers, but many other customers could be now approached using this ETHM. And the additional benefit here is that you do not have to buy additional SIM cards and pay for the subscription if only you are able to use the local available Ethernet network. And besides reporting to the monitoring stations, you of course can be notified either by push notifications if you have your mobile app, or using email messages. That way of communication is also available. Just to remind, other communication modules have also similar ways, except the email. Yeah, now this email is a new thing thanks to the Ethernet communication that we gained. So here, just like for other communication modules, we also have here 4 outputs that can control various way different appliances. You can use GXsoft, you can use mobile application GX Control, and this way approach the remote control of your systems. You can also use it using logical reactions to what is happening. That is something that can be set in GXsoft. And also, and this is the important part, you can include this module into the IoT network or IoT infrastructure of the facility. Besides outputs, we also have 8 analog signals. Different measurements can be collected, different measurements can be sent then to the operator, the user. But also what is important is that our scale, as for the one wire bus, now look, we have 8 inputs, but besides that, you have also one wire bus for temperature measurements. So here at one wire bus, you have a great scale from -40 to +110 degrees. It's not always the case where this is possible. So you can extend your range of measurement, and the analog signals inputs give you a vast range of components available on the market that you can connect, and this way create, I don't know, a weather station. You can protect your business infrastructure. You can monitor your hobby, I don't know, being a greenhouse farmer or whatever is necessary. This all, if you don't need an alarm system, but you need more data, can be obtained by using communication modules like ETHM-A. So, like I said before, small business and its infrastructure, hobbies, upgrading non-SATEL alarm panels. This is all available using communication modules. Of course, alarm panels is SATEL's biggest interest, but please note that the monitoring, communication modules, they are opening for you a completely new market. I hope they do. Because they can be also included into the IoT, Internet of Things. You can be part of the installers, of the integrators that can bring your customers on a higher level of automation, providing them those IoT components in form of our communication modules. We have specific protocols that allow you to connect and communicate this way, to be integrated. We have MQTT, we have JSON protocols. Those languages allow you to do more than just simply using our GX control or GX soft, which are perfect for the hobbyist, for the small business. But for the integrators, you also have a reply on their demand. And this reply are the communication modules like ETHM-A. Now, possible applications. Here's an example of some measurements that we gather from a facility. It can be a power plant, it can be a warehouse. So ETHM-A is giving us information about what is happening, and in reaction, we can send either a logical reaction, which is simply automated response, or we can reply to it from our mobile app or from GXSoft with a specific move. That also applies to analog signals, or like here, one wire measurement can trigger some output. Like, for example, if there's an overheating in some facility, you can switch on air conditioning for a specific time. This is also possible easily. Also, yes, notifications are going with it. If it's push or if it's email, it's all available. Now, the range of applications is very, very wide. If you don't need to arm or disarm this kind of systems, the communication module is more than enough to handle your needs to measure, react, and save, economize your spendings by not buying too many SIM cards in order to establish this communication. And there are several ways of using it. If it's a server room, when you measure temperature, maybe humidity, and then react with switching on air conditioning and, for example, informing your operator or security company. If it's a shop that you need to control your storage, yes, and if nothing is increasing in temperature and then risking your property. Many of these I cannot even imagine. You are there on the site. You know best what the customer's needs. I can only say that the scale of possibilities is pretty high, and I always will underline that not only the applications available from our site are possible to be used, but also other non-SATEL tools can be connected to this. What I mean by that, I said before that we have GXSoft program. This program is for configuring and managing those communication modules. It's a desktop program, easily to manage and free of charge. Besides the GXSoft, we also have a mobile application, and I will show you this application in a moment. And here there's still one slide that we show about the update. Of course, the firmware can be updated quite easily and also remotely. So please have a look, like ABAX 2, you don't have to go to the site to do it. At the right configuration, you're able later to connect to your communication module and do the upgrade remotely. But what is important, for those of you who will speak with integrators or any other people whose big concern is security of data, you can share with them the information which I say to you now, that SATEL is not collecting those data, any data that you gathered using the communication module. What we do instead is simply help connecting the mobile devices or the PC with the module of yours, but it's only the handshake, it's only the connection support, and then the communication is direct. So we do not gather your data. Your data is safe, and it's a matter between you and your device. That's more or less. Now, I'm going to try to connect to my application and show you how it looks like. Just give me a second. I will try to show it to you. I hope you can see it. So what you see here is my telephone, and there are several SATEL applications. We have here Versa, Perfecta, Integra, alarm systems, but I'm going to focus on the GX control. I have here two connected devices, GPRS-A and GSM-X. The view of ETHM-A will be the same, so let's simply use GPRS-A as an example. Hopefully I can connect. There's someone using it, and if someone is using it, then I'm not going to disturb. I'm going to switch the other one. Yes, okay. So I would like to show you this application because you could help your customers if they are not having those mobile apps. They have an alarm system, or they have, they have an alarm system, but they do not have a mobile application. The first step of getting them to you, of attracting them to you, could be to upgrade this alarm system and adding to it a free of charge mobile application. This one here, as you can see, is pretty easy, and I'm going to show it to you. So we have here easy visible inputs. Here there are some elements like detectors or magnet switches presented. There are also outputs that you can control, and this could be the upgrade also for them, for those people with old alarm systems. You can switch on some elements like gate and light, confirm, and then this is switched on. Those people have the possibility to automatize or make their facility more smart. If there are some troubles, you would see it here. Here at this moment it is all clear, so we don't have that. And here we have a log that can be previewed, and you can see what has been happening. If you're looking for specific data, like troubles, you can try to find it this way. Here we didn't have any. If you want to see who was controlling outputs and when something was switched on or off, there's also a preview. And if you would like to consult, you as the end user would like to consult yourself with your installer, you can easily send your log file to a specific person, and this way get this consultation. So I believe it's a very easy and intuitive application. I'll still try to connect to GPRS-A. Maybe someone that is using it now has now stopped using it. Let's see. Yes, so someone has been watching it, but now we are entering this GPRS-A. So I'm going to switch now to this view. Please have a look. All those 8 analog connections plus one wire, they allow you to see all those data which you see here in one place. So think about this small business that is protecting its, taking care of its infrastructure, its property, its food, whatever. Think about all those hobbies that would like to grow something or take care of any other equipment, monitor its features. They can do it thanks to the big scale of input possibilities. And it's all visible here. Again, troubles are possible to preview, and same with the notifications. Now, last thing that could be useful for you using the communication modules are external non-SATEL tools of that can be used for building your dashboards, for example. Now I'm trying to change the view to a dashboard that I have opened. I hope I will find it. Just a second. I have it here. Yes. Okay. Now I have opened a window, which is a very simple example of what you could do with the data collected from communication modules. Here you see two sensors that we connected. We make a simulation of two cities. We have Gdańsk, as you can see here on the left, and we have Poznań, so two of our beautiful cities. And each of this location has a different temperature measurement. Having a dashboard like this created in the Node-RED, how can I say, in the Node-RED portal, let's say, or system, you can create a tailored to the expectations of the user view, and then your customer, your user, could have just the right data and just the right output control that he needs. Here, for example, we have made it in a way that if you see a temperature and something is changing, like here, rising temperature, you would like to react to it. You can, for example, press switch on air conditioning for a specific time, and it will do this. Yes, you can also add him an arm or disarm press buttons, and this way protect, open, close a specific facility. So what I try to say by showing you this this website is that you don't have to rely on SATEL solutions like GXSoft and GX Control. They are perfectly fine to use and they are ready to do this, but you can open yourself for other automation solutions, other automation projects, including the IoT, Internet of Things trend and facilities, which is a growing market. So with SATEL, with the novelties that you receive, you are able to enter the alarm system market, but also IoT and standalone automation. Okay, and we are now going to the end of our presentation. Yes. This was basically everything I wanted to show you. There is much more that we could speak about, but I encourage you to contact us directly or contact the local distributors, our partners in your country to get to know more. I believe that this expansion of ABAX to this additional model of communication modules could be very helpful in your everyday work, and I believe also that they could expand the range of customers that you could approach. So I believe it will make your business also more attractive and easy. I keep the fingers crossed for that. Thank you for your attention. If you will have further questions, please send us an email or contact our partners. And for the time being, have a nice day. And it was a pleasure to host you today at our webinar. Thank you very much and bye.